Hi, I'm Cottage Wizard. Welcome to my shop.
Welcome to Legendary Cribs, the show where Azeroth's most creative builders throw open their doors and invite us into worlds of wonder. And a whole lot of, wait, how did they build that? Today, we're stepping into a place where magic is real. Details tell stories, and every corner feels alive. This is the magical shop of Cottage Wizard. And if you like what you see, she makes some of the best housing tutorials out there. And you can find all of her socials in the description below. Cottage Wizard found her passion in the housing systems of Ultima and Final Fantasy, and now has finally been able to bring that magic home to Azeroth. She didn't just place decor, she expanded the house, using beams, gazebos, and custom windows that fit perfectly into the base house aesthetic. In front and center, a grand, custom-built magical door sets the tone for what's waiting inside. The moment you enter, the shop immediately pulls you in.
So something I love that when you enter, you see, okay, there's a lot going on. So it almost feels like you are about to explore a place. You don't see everything at glance. You get the feeling like, okay, there's a lot to explore. Let's just take a moment and see every little nook, every little wall.
One of the first things that grabs your attention is a curved corner of windows with just inches of space to work with.
I really love custom windows. Custom windows are my guilty pleasure. I need to put them in every build. There's basically like few inches between the windows and the wall. I need to kind of like fake some kind of misty scene backdrop in there, and somehow I think it worked.
It definitely does. But this entry space isn't just for looks. It's packed with items for sale. Books, backpacks, vials and potions, enchanted curios from across the realms, and of course, magic broomsticks.
So we don't have any brooms as furnishings yet, so I had to get very creative, like, how can I make some magic brooms for sale? And this is what I came up with, so.
Every item feels intentional and nothing feels copy-pasted. But then you notice something else.
Something I love doing in my builds is coming up with these little stories as I build, and then just spread them around, and then let the visitors kind of like think on it, like, okay, there's a small door in here, but who is, coming through it? And you to think about like, okay, there's some kind of a story going on in here, and what could it be? And that's one of my favorite things to do.
The attention to detail and storytelling in this shop will get you lost in your imagination. After the entry, there are stabs, mystical drums, and magic trinkets all for sale. Nearby, a custom-built fireplace glowing with a warm light that has that unmistakable magical feel. Even the floor sparkles. But how does it do that?
It's from a Kirin Tor banner. So I sank a banner down there, and the glitter is just on top of the banner. So the rest of the banner is just below the floor tiles and leaving just the glitter on the surface.
To the right, a custom-built cauldron bubbles away as potions and flasks are prepared for customers. Nearby, a mixing table is stacked with ingredients, while enchanted mixtures ferment above. One corner of the shop is dedicated to herbs and magical plants. But look up, plants hang from the ceiling, items float overhead, and even treasure chests defy gravity.
I think people often neglect the ceiling in their builds, and I was like, I want there to be something interesting to look at no matter where you angle your camera. So that's why I thought, okay, this could have been a boring corridor full of like plant crates and boxes and baskets. But I was like, no, I want to build some kind of a netting that you can actually hang stuff up on. And same with the ceiling, like you can actually hang stuff from the ceiling. So I thought that adds just more dimension and interest all around. And then we come to this place, and this is where I think, the more, dangerous or expensive items are being kept, so not necessarily something you want people to just pick out of the shelf.
But there was one item I had to ask about, a mysterious floating elec with glowing crystal eyes.
This elec would have been experimented on by some crazy arcanist, and to kind of make it harmless, it was turned into this plushie that is kept in here until people figure out what to do with it. And I imagine this book that is floating here is kind of like telling the story of what happened to the elec.
The creativity and storytelling in this shop are just mind-blowing. And then there's the showstopper. A massive circular window frames the rising moon.
it played into the how I designed the room layout basically, because I knew from the start like, okay, that window is going to be there. So a lot of the space was then kind of like designed around it. And I wanted to keep it so that the moon is right at the center when you walk in.
This window is constructed from benches, angled beams, and dyed pillows, all working together to create a flawless illusion. And yes, you can learn how to build windows like this on Cottage Wizard's YouTube channel. In the crystal corner, magical crystals promise healing, visions of the future, or something far more mysterious. The table is arranged to feel touched, used, and shopped. And of course, a secret vault hides high-value items gathered from across the universe. And over here,
this is where the money would be exchanged.
Wands are bought and traded here, the return policy sits front and center on the counter, and even some more high-value items are locked away beneath it. 2 swinging doors will lead you right behind the counter. And here's something you may have not even noticed yet. The entire floor is custom built and raised. This gave Cottage Wizard the freedom to sync items while building, creating a space that feels completely natural. And yes, there's another custom window here, this time using a fishing net as a window grate. Last up, the magic mirror department. Magical mirrors line the walls, but one standing mirror is covered. Why? Mirror, mirror on the wall, don't do that.
And I think we're approaching our final piece. Would you like to check what's in the shelves? Pretty much everything. As I said, it's basically one room, but there's a lot to take in. And I spent pretty much all of my 2000 decor placement points just in this space, and I wanted there to be a lot of detail.
But this truly isn't the end, because we'll be returning during midnight to see what the living quarters of this shop become. But before we go, we gotta ask Cottage Wizard one last question, which was left by our previous guest. What's one asset in World of Warcraft that you wish was available as housing decor?
Well, it's not one asset, but the asset I would love to see. So in Boralus, there is this cat lady home, and she has a lot of cat toys in her home. So if we could get one of you, or preferably all of them, please not very please, I would be very happy, because I have 2 cats. My wizard character here probably has a dozen cats. She rides the cats. I need those cat toys, please.
And please add some dog toys, Blizzard, come on. But let us know what item you'd like to see added to decor in the comments below. Huge thanks to Cottage Wizard for letting us explore this incredible space. This shop was an absolute joy to film. There are tiny details everywhere, and no matter where you stand, it looks incredible from every angle. Make sure to follow Cottage Wizard on all socials. You can find links in the description below. And if you enjoyed this episode, like, subscribe, and keep watching. We've got new Legendary Cribs episodes dropping every week. And with that, I'll see you all next time.